This is the Jose Soto Show, and you're listening to Jose Soto. Welcome back. Today is July 30th, 2012. Oh yeah. Now, let's see here. I've been receiving some emails about this whole Chick-Fil-A thing, and yesterday I said that I'm really through with this, and I'm pretty much am through with this. Some people are saying, Jose, you're being too rough on Chick-Fil-A. Oh, Jesus Christ. And this whole debate has become about free speech, right? Oh, well, they have a right to say whatever they want and sell chicken. Well, here's the thing. Okay, they have a right to say whatever they want. All right. Nobody's questioning that. But do they have a right to be free of criticism regarding certain behavior? That's what we're talking about, behavior. Well, since a lot of you people criticize the behavior of gays and lesbians, like, oh, that's sinful, blah, blah, blah. But in America, sure, we have a right to behave as we wish as long as we don't hurt anybody else. And that's the key point. As long as we don't hurt anybody else. But of course there are these weird assholes, these social conservative types that will always make an argument. Oh yeah, homosexuality hurts me because I pay taxes to the Department of Health, and they had to give out condoms and do AIDS tests and give out medications for AIDS patients, even though half of those AIDS patients are not gay. But I'm just gonna leave it at that. So they're saying now, this is about free speech. Fine. I'm not really arguing about that. What I'm saying is, and why do I have to keep repeating myself? I mean, are people really not listening to me? Are people just deaf and stupid? Time and time again, I just keep repeating myself, and I hate repeating myself. Like, no, this is not about free speech. It's about the fact that these people want to throw gay people in jail. Now, if you're all for freedom, which is what this whole debate is about now, oh, well, they have the freedom to do this. Okay, do gay people have the freedom to be themselves? I'm just going to ask you this. Just as Chick-fil-A has the freedom to sell chicken and be Christian and all that bullshit, do gay people have a right to be who they are as well? And if you say yes, well, let me ask you this. Why do you support Chick-fil-A? Why do you support them? They don't want gay people to exist. Let me just tell you this. It's not about free speech. It's about the right to exist. Chick-fil-A is, I just come to know a few interesting facts about Chick-fil-A. And I've done a little bit of research over the weekend, but I'm going to, continue on that route. But I'm pretty much sure what the Cathy family pretty much stands for. And the corporation itself, which is a privately owned corporation, where it stands on gay people. Right? Now, the restaurants don't discriminate, that's what they say, which is bogus. We already have a lawsuit that's going through court where a woman has been discriminated against for being a woman. And there are other claims of discrimination. But the Cathy family, which is, and I come to understand that the Cathy family comes from a lineage of Confederates and Dixiecrats who really hate the American Union and hate basically the North. I mean, it just goes back to that. You have to understand where all this comes from. And it comes from Dixiecrat, basically Scottish Freemasonry type of theology, where they are given all this land. They are given all of this riches and wealth by God. That's what they believe. And they believe that gay people need to basically go away. They don't like gay people. They don't. All right, if you don't like gay people, that's fine. You know, I don't like certain people. But if I start to donate money to groups and individuals who use that money to promote the idea that you can imprison and throw the key away, imprison gay people, persecute them legally, and not only in this country, but they go to other countries as well, and went to Uganda and helped write that hideous Kill the Gays bill. Now, what we're talking about here is not free speech. What we're talking about is simple. Do you support the imprisonment of gay people, the persecution of gay people in this country and in Africa, or not? That's the question here. Because that's where the Cathy family stand. This is not about gay marriage. I'm just trying to make people understand it's not about gay marriage. And it's not about a boycott. I don't care about the boycott. In fact, I don't want a boycott. Understand? And all you gay activists need to stop with this shit. Oh, well, we have to fight for equality. We have to go against, Chick-Fil-A, and we have to... No, we have to stick to what the facts are. They donated to Family Research Council and Exodus International. And now, of course, the Christian Athletic Group donates huge amounts of money to missionaries in Africa who help write that hideous anti-gay bill in Uganda, the Kill the Gays bill, as it's widely known. You see, people don't understand. If you don't support executing gay people, I hear a lot of conservatives, Michael Savage and that doofus that sounds like Groucho Marx, Mark Levin, say, no, we don't support executing gay people. Then why do you support a company that helps fund that type of theology? I'm just trying to understand where people are coming from. But I can't when everything is filled with noise. The whole room is filled with white noise, and I cannot clearly communicate to you because everybody is having their own political agendas, whether liberal or fascist right wing. It doesn't matter. We are being clouded with exterior, outside noises. They have nothing to do with this discussion. And I prefer to have a discussion than a boycott. Alright? If you don't want to go to Chick-Fil-A, good. I don't go to Chick-Fil-A. Now, I talked to some of my friends, and they're not going to Chick-Fil-A. A few of them are, because they are very ignorant. And in fact, those are going. I have 2 or 3 friends that said, oh, that's not a big deal. And I tried to explain to them, look, we're talking about gay people in Uganda. We're talking about the fact that the Family Research Council is promoting this. That it is okay to imprison gay people, to persecute them. That is what they're saying. And the Cathy family supports that. The Cathy family supports ex-gay therapy. Wake up. This is not about gay marriage. The Cathy family doesn't want gay people to exist. That's why they support the Family Research Council that supports imprisonment of gay people, or as they put it, the exportation of homosexuality out of America, meaning deport gay people out of here. We're not talking about free speech anymore. We're talking about policies. Do you support a policy? Yes or no? That's what we're coming down to. Do you support the deportation of gay Americans? Do you want gay Americans, law-abiding gay Americans, to be exported or deported from America? Where are we going to go? Anyway, if that is the case, then then we should go to Mexico. I mean, there are a lot of good places we can go. In fact, Mexico will welcome us with open arms. I mean, there's so much to do in Mexico. I'm just saying. I mean, it's a lot of culture, a lot of art in some places. And gay people love Mexico all the time, especially white gay guys from the United States. They love going to Mexico and Puerto Vallarta, and we can turn some areas in Mexico. We can turn this country around. I mean, if you really think about that. I'm just saying. I'm just thinking out loud. Because these people want us out of here. I'm just trying to think, where do we go? I know some of you might think, oh, let's go to England. I'm not going to go to England. Canada. So, of course, the company is having a good time with this. Chick-Fil-A really enjoys this. And what I don't enjoy, because they're making the money here, right? I mean, you still have the customer base. Those 3 friends of mine, they still don't get it, and they're still going to eat at Chick-Fil-A. They are what I called dummy, fatso, and idiot. Dummy, fatso, and idiot. And they're going to eat there because the food is good. That's fine. You want to eat there? Fine. I don't care. But I'm not going to eat there. And they got offended that I wasn't going to eat there. Like if it's some sort of ritual that I have to be a part of. Right? I mean, they complain that gay people get offended by this, right? I mean, most gay people don't want to go to jail. I'm just telling you that. But they are, these people that defend Chick-fil-A are a pretty strange flock of people. It's a pretty strange flock of chickens, if you ask me. Because they will defend Chick-fil-A to the death regarding free speech. But yet, when we say something, we're the bad guys. When we say, excuse me, I don't believe we should support, a business like this, you're the bad guy. You're the bad guy. You get that? Chick-fil-A is allowed to do what it wants because it's a company, and because in America we value money more than we do human beings. You get that? Human beings come last. We value money more in America, anywhere in this world. But, of course, the left wing, the liberals, are not doing us any favors. First of all, you have Rahm Emanuel, the big mafia boss of Chicago, the mayor of Chicago. As you call him mayor, I call him the boss, the godfather. Well, he comes out and said, we're going to ban Chick-fil-A from Chicago. You see, we went from trying to prevent gay people from, not prevent, but to educate gay people regarding Chick-fil-A and why you shouldn't eat there, to banning Chick-fil-A from the city limits of Chicago. And that's not going to help us at all. In fact, Rahm Emanuel is the most hated person by the right wing. And ever since that happened, the right-wingers are all over the place, yelling and screaming, foaming at the mouth. And now, if you look at, let's say, I just saw this news article. Where was this? Was it about? Oh, yes, it was about that Colorado baker who didn't want to bake a wedding cake for a gay couple, and of course discrimination is great. I mean, discriminating, to discriminate against a gay person is holy. It's an American value now. Have you ever heard about that before? I mean, in the 80s this didn't happen. And you had gay people buying wedding cakes in the 80s. In the 70s. I mean, what's this all of a sudden? You can't buy a wedding cake because you're gay? What the hell is that? What kind of business model is that? Oh, because you're Christian. You see, it doesn't matter what the effect of the discrimination is, right? Because you're saying that the business owner should be allowed to discriminate based on sexual orientation or whatever. Because if you don't allow him to discriminate, it's going to cost what? If you don't allow him to discriminate... Ooh, that's my neighbor. The hell is he doing? Anyway, if you don't allow him to discriminate, right, that is going to cause emotional distress. Is that what it is? Somebody said that to me. He was a lawyer for the Alliance Defense Fund. I remember that guy. His name was Daniel. And he was sort of like off and on, kind of back and forth with the Alliance Defense Fund. And he said that the reason why it's not just about constitutional rights, like how we gay people say, well, it's my constitutional right to get married. It's not about that, he says. It's about the fact that many of these religious right-wingers get offended and they have emotional distress when their religious beliefs are being, squashed or whatever. But it's not about squashing religious beliefs. I mean, how is baking a wedding cake to a gay couple endorsing gay marriage? It's not. You're making a business transaction. If you were to give it for free, then of course that will be something else. But it's not like you're going to bake it for free, are you? You're not going to endorse that. You're just going to, they paid you to do a service and you do it. It's called a business. But the thing is that the religious right, this is where they want to go. They want to make anti-gay discrimination like a beautiful thing. Like it's so beautiful. It's like owning a firearm. Like the Second Amendment. Yeah, I mean, the Second Amendment is pretty clear on this. But there's no clear mandate that, yes, everybody has a clear right to discriminate. Because if that is the case, Article 7. Was that Article 7? I'm sorry, Title 7. Sorry, I get my words mixed up here. Title 7 of the Civil Rights Act is unconstitutional. That means that I have a right to discriminate against blacks, against whoever I want, for whatever reason. It doesn't have to be religious at all. Because what you're saying is that only religious people have a right to discriminate, and that's not constitutional. Everybody has a right to discriminate then, under that premise that many of these so-called conservatives are saying. Right? But hey, even the blacks support this, because of course they're not the ones being discriminated against. The gays! Easy target. The gays! We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. And we were talking about Chick-Fil-A, and I'm just gonna say this. Boycott is gonna be bad. We're gonna look like a bunch of morons. And I think that the best thing to do is just to state the facts and say what we know, why those of us that chose to boycott Chick-fil-A, why we're not going to eat there. And that's it. We don't need Rahm Emanuel or the mayor of DC or any other mayor, these hacks who use the gay community as a whipping post, because here's what's happening. Have you ever seen a scene from a movie where there is a guy that is shot dead, and then another guy will use that dead body as a shield while he's shooting the bad guys? Well, this is what's going on. We are the dead body, which is the gay community, and you have this fight between the liberals and the right wing, and they're shooting each other. And guess we're dead. And I think we are, because we have been shot at so much by the right wing and by accidental bullets from the left wing. Friendly fire, as they call it. So we're caught in the crossfire, and then the liberals use our dead body as a shield. And of course, the more that the right wing shoots at us, the more frustrated they get, and the bigger the guns they come out. And that's what's going to happen. Because the right wing doesn't need an explanation. We do. We have a lot to explain about why Chick-Fil-A is bad. But they don't. All I have to say, look, the liberal media, the liberal sodomite gays, they all support boycotting Chick-Fil-A. So we have to support Chick-Fil-A. We have to support traditional marriage. If you support traditional marriage, go eat a Chick-Fil-A. Yes, this is getting really childish and juvenile. And that, what's his face, the head of the log cabin, Clark Cooper, well, he came out and he said, the boycott was juvenile. Okay, yes, I agree to some extent. If we have an official boycott, like trying to demand everybody not to go there, it's not going to happen. But if we also apply those same standards, we can say that those who are supporting Chick-fil-A, who were not supporters before, right? It's not like, oh, the food is good. No, they're saying, oh, we have to, support it because it's a fight over traditional marriage. What kind of stupid idea is that? I think that's even more stupider than having a boycott. But both sides are really stupid over this. And guess who gets killed over this? We gay people. I mean, I'm not surprised if one day these fanatics of the right wing get so pissed, so fucking pissed. I mean, that one of them is going to get out an AK-47 and start shooting up a gay center. I'm not going to be surprised when that happens. And it's going to happen. I mean, you should see some of this vitriol that these Drudge trolls that read the Drudge Report, these right-wing fascists who hate gay people. I mean, their vitriol is so out there. I mean, calling us faggots and saying this is a faggot agenda, and we're going to support Chick-fil-A, and if they come messing with me or my family, I'm going to shoot their asses. Oh, I'm going to force them back in the closet. You watch. I mean, there's threats going on. If you read the comments, if you read all these Facebook posts, you'll find the craziest shit there. And the reason is because it's not that, oh yeah, they're frustrated. It's just that the liberal side is using us, is using the gay community to piss off these right wingers. And who's gonna get hit in the end? The gay community. That's what's gonna end up happening. So don't be surprised if one day you turn on the news and 7-10 people dead at a gay center or at a gay parade. I'm just letting you know. Things are getting strange around here. We're not in Kansas anymore, Dorothy. No, we're not. These people are serious. I mean, they're totally pissed off. And all this Chick-fil-A thing, Rahm Emanuel, which is the most hated person by these fools. I mean, now they're venting off the Rahm Emanuel anger on gay people. That's what they're doing. Every gay person, doesn't matter if, Doesn't matter if it's Clark Cooper or doesn't matter if it's Jimmy LaSalvia from Go Proud. It doesn't matter. Every gay person is gonna get handled. If you think there's gonna be a race war, which we were this close of getting a race war over this whole George Zimmerman fiasco, the Florida shooting of Trayvon Martin. I'm sorry. We were very much close. We were 2 inches away from an all-out race war in Florida, and spreading all over the southeast, and of course all over America and these urban areas. We were this close, and I'm telling you, gay people, we need to start. We need to start packing heat. I think so. Second Amendment is for everybody. So if some of these, drudge trolls want to, mess with us, we need to be prepared. I'm fully trained in guns. I know how to use my guns. You think I'm going to go on the internet and start saying, oh, I hate Sarah Palin. I hate all these right-wingers, and I'm going to, go out and shoot them all. No. I have a head. My head is on straight. No pun intended, but it's on straight. And I think straight. And I'm not going to use my guns in an illegal fashion, threaten anybody, or anything. I use it for defense. And defense only. Well, most of the time I play with them, so. But, hey. Anyway. I'm going to play a little clip here. The hysteria doesn't end. Somebody had emailed me the other day, and I wanted to reply. But I'm going to do so now. Why did I stop linking to the InfoWars site? The Alex Jones site? In the past, when the Gay Report... I convinced my editors, to basically let's drop the Alex Jones site from our index on the Gay Report. And the reason why we did that is because recently, there was so much already. Alex Jones, he goes off on rants, tantrums. He acts like a bully sometimes, and what he says is totally out there. Now, here's the thing. There's some truth into what he says. Some truth and questions regarding 9/11. Now, if you question 9/11, that's all right. I have nothing against that. I think there are some weird circumstances surrounding 9/11. Strange, awkward circumstances and facts. I'm not going to go over those right now because that's not what I'm here for this show. But Alex Jones went all out. And he pretty much takes one fact that may or may not be proven, and then he exaggerates and masturbates to the full 10th power. He exaggerates to the point that he says that people are going to die and all this. Now, I do believe there are controllers, and I do believe there is some sort of conspiracy going on to manipulate the world. But I think those who are doing so are having so much problems, are having a lot of problems. And when you have a lot of power, there's always somebody else who wants to take it away. There's always this competition between the power elites. So I do believe there's a lot of that going on. I do believe that there is a conspiracy to control the world. Obviously, that's always been the story when we see these comic books and when we see these cartoons and all that. But the people who wrote those stories knew what was going on, that this is probable. Not only probable, but the fact is that it might be occurring right now. That there is some sort of, global dominance going on. And there is. All you have to do is bankrupt countries, and that's what's going on. take over their economies, take over their currencies, print the currency. The person that controls the currency controls the world. That's what is happening. You're controlling the world through monetary policy. That's what you're doing. That's why monetary policy is important. But does that mean that I have to scream and yell and call people idiots on a radio show? No. I don't have to scream and yell like a fucking maniac, like this stupid ass. Now here's the thing. We saw this video clip and we thought, okay, this is the last straw, no more. I mean, there are certain things that we can take from the people that we put at our index at the Gay Report. But when we link somebody from the Gay Report, it doesn't mean that we endorse them 100%. But, there comes a time where, yes, we don't endorse everything you say, but not only that, we don't endorse stupidity. And when things really get out of hand, we just it's our site. We don't link to that anymore. So there were many factors as to the reason why we stopped having Alex Jones over on our site. And it's not that, he's going to care. He doesn't care. I mean, this is just a gay website. Why should he care? But there are a few people that did care. We didn't want to make any announcement about it. And we don't when we add or take away people from the index at the Gay Report site. So we didn't make any announcement. We just took them off. That's a decision that was made by the whole entire staff. All the editors agreed with me, so that's what ended up happening. Now, why was he on there in the first place? Was because there were some articles and there's some people that write for the InfoWars website, for the Alex Jones website, that provided a lot of good information regarding AIDS, HIV. And there were some few pro-gay articles there too, but it's just that Alex really fucks things up. He really does, and I'm gonna talk about that right after we come back from the show break. So we're gonna talk about that. So stick with us. After this break, I'm gonna play this clip, and I'm gonna tell you why the Gay Report we don't link anymore to Alex Jones. Alright, we'll be right back. Now, if you were to ask me, Jose, can you sum up Alex Jones into one word to describe him? Psychopath. How about that? You don't like it? Tough cookies. I used to like that guy until, you get to listen to a lot of what he says. The fact that bisphenol A, BPA, is a chemical, and he says that makes you gay. That was one time, and then I researched that. It screws up your brain chemistry a little bit, your hormones, and it gives you cancer. In fact, the FDA, I forgot to mention this, but I'm probably going to post this on my blog later on. The FDA decided to pull back on the usage of BPA, bisphenol A, in baby food products because they say it may cause cancer and other ailments. So Alex was correct. Yes, he was. I did my research on this. But then he takes it a step further and says, oh, it makes you gay. And then, it makes you wear a miniskirt, But I'm like, what the hell is he talking about now? You're taking a real serious fact and turning it upside down like this. No wonder everybody thinks you're a nut. This guy is fucking psychotic. And he brings a shame to people who really want to, learn this kind of stuff. I'm nothing against investigating conspiracy theories and prove it, and to prove whether they are right or wrong. I love doing that. I proven some few conspiracy theories that now are not conspiracy theories but facts. Like the whole global warming thing. That was a conspiracy theory because it was never proven. And what I got to know is that the other planets are also going through global warming. So there's an entire warming up of the entire solar system. So it's not just here on planet Earth. The sun is heating up for some reason. And it's just a cycle. It's part of the cycle. But I'm digressing. I'm going to go ahead and play that clip for you. And this is about the Olympic ceremonies, the opening ceremonies. I watched a bit of it. I didn't watch this part where there was a lesbian kiss. So now he's saying that this is brainwashing. Look, some of the facts might be true, but I think it's not brainwashing. And I know brainwashing when I see it. Like when this whole It Gets Better thing came out, I know that was brainwashing because they made you say 3 words repeatedly. And it was implanted into us subconsciously, into every gay person. But the thing is that gay people are more suitable for brainwashing. Let me tell you why. Because gay people are more fearful of being discriminated against, so they would seek the protection of authority. And we all know that. I mean, this is a plain fact. So then they will trust the authorities more than non-gay people. And we shouldn't be doing that. Because we are a vulnerable minority, right? And why should we be trusting anybody? An authority, that will be the last person I would trust would be an authority. Because that person may have power over you to destroy you or to do something. And we all know in the past, cops used to harass us and close down or raid bars and all that. I mean, that's what happened in the past. And today, cops are either not wielding their power to protect gay people or are using it against gay people. And there are reports of cops raping transgenders and doing all this. And I mean, look at that. Look what's going on in D.C. with all these cops getting drunk and, shooting at transgender people. I mean, it just amazes me that we're so naive to this. That gay people would, start to kiss the ass of the authoritarian pigs of this country. I just find that to be a little bit disturbing. But this clip is also disturbing, and let me just go ahead and play that for you now.
Do you like being brainwashed? Do you like being manipulated? Do you like people designing a piece of television to destroy families, destroy national sovereignty, and promote?
See, that's where this whole thing, destroying families. How do you destroy families? Oh, yes, through paper money. That's how you destroy them. You destroy the family by telling dad that he cannot work anymore and basically, that's the easiest way to destroy a family is to destroy the economy. What else? No, but Alex is not going to tell you that. He should know better. I mean, he knows more than anybody else, right? He is the wise one. But notice, he's going to keep saying this. Family, anti-family. And you know where we heard this before, right? The anti-gay Dixiecrats. This is because he's a Dixiecrat. Huge Dixiecrat. Alex Jones supports the religious right. He supports the right-wing establishment. He does. And he's a patsy for them. He encouraged, he pushed for Ron Paul to run again. But Ron Paul had different plans. He wanted little Rand Paul to hopefully get the VP nomination. That's what happened. So that's why Ron Paul didn't really fight Mitt Romney at all. And Mitt Romney, he won the nomination thanks to Ron Paul. What I'm saying here is that Alex Jones is a patsy for the establishment. He is, plain and simple. And he's using these fear tactics again, just like what they're doing. Just like what the establishment is doing, just like what the controllers are doing, creating fear. And fear you don't really operate. If there is a new world order, which could be it, I mean, I haven't yet proven that outright, but I know there are controllers out there. They're fighting amongst each other for there to be a new world order, or an Illuminati, whatever they call it now. There has to be a concise working machine that works together and cohesion to be able to trap everybody in the world in this global grid. But it's not happening because all of these global factions are fighting each other for control and power, for money, for everything. And it's not really about the money. Once you get to that level of total world control, it's not about the money. It's about control and power. That's what it is. But you see, Alex is not going to tell you that. And Alex is not going to tell you about the religious factor about this. That the Vatican is part of that as well. The Vatican is being used to manipulate people and to control people and to, religion is the biggest brainwashing system best used in human history against us knowing about ourselves and against knowing about science and technology and all this. The Vatican and religion and every other religion before the Vatican have done a disservice to humanity. And yet here he is promoting it. So go ahead and play that clip.
Collectivism. Well, if you like that, you would have loved the opening ceremonies to the Summer Olympics 2012 in London, England. You would have loved this $14 billion kickoff for this spectacle. It was incredible. I don't let my children watch a lot of television, a few educational shows, but even those are laced with anti-human, pro-global government garbage.
Do you really understand that? He doesn't let his kids watch television, but then he lets them watch his educational ones. But then that's also laced with anti-human, whatever he said, anti-family garbage. I just don't understand that. I mean, I'm sorry, that really cut my ear right now. I'm like, I don't really understand what the hell he's saying here.
But my parents came over last night, and they wanted to watch the opening of the Olympics, and so we sat back, and I sat there for about an hour being bombarded with the programming, the quick cuts, 3 different audio channels at the same time meant to overwhelm the psyche. I mean, it's all in textbooks, how they do this to program the subconscious. So you'll just accept the overt message because they turn off your conscious mind. This is all taught in modern advertising.
Yeah, he's true. I mean, this is where, okay, he has a fact, and this is how he operates. He has a fact. Yes, that's what advertising does. Advertising, and my previous boyfriend was an advertising major, and he knew that you get into a person's subconscious, that's how you get him to buy your product or do whatever you want with them. And it's true. But then he turns around and makes it something else.
Edward Bernays, the father of modern propaganda, 80 years ago wrote about it when he was working for the Department of War. He said, hey, let's call it the Department of Defense. This is the Orwellian garbage. Now, again, this entire show was, all the children that are ill, the National Health Service, and then Harry Potter demons pop up and are going to kill them. And just the image is so chilling when you realize that the National Health Service in England makes children wait years to get surgery on cancers and ends up killing them when there's giant lines and huge wait lists. But here they were pushing global socialist healthcare worldwide, telling people how great it is to have a National Health Service. And then it would show women kissing each other.
Ah.
And they would flash it over and over again on the screen. French news agency picked up on it. And
No. That didn't happen. I mean, I saw a rerun. It wasn't flash over and over and over again. I think it was just a snippet. But then here he is twisting the facts. I mean, what motive? I mean, what's the motive here? What really motivates him to do this? You have to ask yourself.
Again, I don't even get into this issue of what people are doing sexually, but...
Oh, wait. I mean, that right there is bullshit. I mean, he has said already many times in the past, What are you dating a man for? You should be dating a woman. You should be doing what you were designed. I mean, he made already overt anti-gay comments, and we tried to ignore it. We tried, okay, look away, turn the other cheek, but now it's just, we can't do this anymore. And now he's using this. Yeah, of course, they're trying to promote the National Health Service. It's something that the British think that they're proud of. And if it's so bad, then why are the overwhelming majority of British people supporting it? I don't know. But yeah, there are issues with the National Health Service. That's why we don't want one here. What we want is a different kind of system. No, and we don't want a system where you pay out the health insurance companies first. It's like paying for a musical group beforehand, before they sing. Guess what's going to happen? They're going to sing a lousy song.
Pushing it. Chick-Fil-A can't even, the owner can't even
poor Chick-Fil-A.
Marriage between a man and a woman or whatever. And then now in Chicago, they're saying they're going to shut down their businesses.
Didn't he just say that he was above all this? And now he's funny. Now he's taking sides. Now he's on Chick-Fil-A's side. Soon we're going to see Dan Cathy on the Alex Jones show. But doesn't Alex Jones know that Dan Cathy, part of the donations go to globalist, anti-human organizations and foundations, not just the Christian ones. Oh, well, he's a Christian, so he must be good. It's like when George Bush saw Vladimir Putin and he was wearing a cross. Oh, Putin is wearing a cross, so he must be a Christian, so he must be a nice guy.
It's like Nazi Germany, where they started shutting down certain businesses. This is a tyranny, and it's attached to all this multiculturalism and these agendas where they force it on you. And that was the message.
Yes, we grab you like the TSA. Look, I do believe that the TSA is a problem. I don't believe that they should be grabbing people's genitals or searching that area. I don't believe that. And I received a lot of emails a while back of transgenders being harassed at the airport, sexually harassed, and made fun of when they go through the full body scanners. So I do agree with that. But then he's, of course, going off on this. Like, gay people are the ones causing this. We are forcing you. We are tying you up and arresting you and forcing you to accept homosexuality. Oh yes, that's what's going on there, right? This is why when you give facts to this nut job, this psychopathic nut job, this is what happens. He turns around and he tears things apart. And he fucks it up. It's like you have a nice punch bowl with this incredible punch that you just made and you spend hours making it, and then here comes Alex fucking Jones and takes a huge fucking crap on your punch. That's what he does all the time. He takes people's hard-earned research papers that are all factual, and then he takes a huge dump on all the facts by going to these extremes. Gay people are being controlled by the government. They're brainwashing us. They're forcing us from our homes and taking away our guns and forcing us to make love to them. What a bunch of fucking bullshit. Well, we'll be right back.
And our media is calling it British culture. So this is the overthrown, dead British culture. Airstrip 1, command base for the New World Order. This is what a culture looks like that's living under 1984 total surveillance like we are here in the United States, and they're just getting started. So the whole thing was bombarding everyone. So about an hour and a half into this, we'd had dinner and stuff around the television. We were having to turn it off during certain parts. We were having to turn it off during the ads. None of it was appropriate for small children to be watching. And
you don't want to see, two women kissing, right? You'd rather see two women going, at it with knives or something, violently kill each other, right? See, we live in a country where people like Alex Jones live in the U.S., where if two men kiss that is a weakness. That is wrong and immoral. But when two men are fighting, punching each other and basically tearing each other apart, oh, we applaud it. We go, yeah, yeah, hoo, 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 hoo. That's great. I mean, what kind of society are we now? Where we discourage love and we encourage violence. And I know Alex Jones talked about this a couple of times, but you know, I'm just done dealing with this crap. I mean, at first, I was like, somebody sent me this clip, and I was like, at first, like, I don't know. But then I kind of replayed it over and over again. You know what? He underneath this, he's trying to plug something here. He's trying to plug, this. I don't know if it's anti-gay or not. Maybe he's just using this whole, New World Order kind of thing as a cover. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if his main priority is to defeat the New World Order, so-called New World Order. I'm not sure. But, if you don't know Alex Jones, that's what his main purpose and thesis is to stop the New World Order. But is this the kind of guy that you're going to take directions from? Is this the kind of guy that will defeat the New World Order? I mean, you're talking about a guy, a demented maniac. Oh, you don't believe me? Well, check this out. Do you think that this person is mentally capable of giving you the appropriate news and information? This man is mentally unstable. I mean, look at this. Yes, that's him. I mean, do you think this is a mentally stable person that can give you all the proper information? I mean, I analyze things, right? And I research and I come up with my conclusions and I tell you. You can believe it or not. It's up to you. But I'm not going to be up here insulting people, yelling like a maniac, ranting like a buffoon, and yelling, screaming, and grunting like a fucking gorilla.
Murder Africa! Invasion force! Release us! It's trendy liberal Angelina Jolie.
Oh yes, now I'm really convinced. I really am convinced now, Alex.
Murder Africa! Invasion force! Release us!
By the way, this is just a snippet of a few shows of his. Yeah, I mean, this guy is on something. And is not the truth. There are a lot of people who want to seek the truth, and they go to Infowars, Drudge Report, and all this. And besides, I don't know if you noticed this recently, but Drudge has been linking to Alex Jones a lot. And many of the neocons are having a fit about this. What do you mean they're doing it? Well, and Alex prides himself on that. Oh yes, Matt Drudge is linking to me, even though Matt Drudge is a homo. Did you know that? Oh, you didn't know that, right, Alex? You didn't know that Matt Drudge was a big homo? You don't mind, do you? I mean, because... Oh, yeah, but he doesn't, Matt Drudge doesn't, force his sexuality on me. He doesn't brainwash people in the Olympics. And I'm not a fan of the Olympics, to be honest with you. No, I'm not. But I'm not a fan of bullshitting people like this either. And I still can't believe that people take this fucking psycho seriously. I just don't. It's hard to believe that. And then, of course, yeah, he makes a lot of money selling them survival seeds and I mean, I just watched a couple of clips the other day of Alex Jones, and during those clips, he pauses and then he sells this water filter system that you can feed it with rainwater, and it's gravity fed, and right, your and don't forget your survival seeds, right, and that's what he makes money out of. And people say, no, Jose, he's been correct on many things, and I say, well, on what exactly? Because he never predicted 9/11. I met another person that did predict 9/11. And that person is really interesting, by the way. I'm going to talk to him pretty soon, probably next week. But I'm not going to reveal everything about him, but he is on top of shit. I mean, this fucker. He's not yelling and screaming and grunting like a big fucking gorilla and jumping around like a crazed up monkey on crack. No, he's not doing that. He is at home writing notes, and he talks to people. And he talks to me. He's a calm person, and he said many things. And he predicted 9/11 a few years before it happened. And that was amazing. So I find that person to be more enlightened, a little bit more in tune. And he's not selling survival seeds. He's not doing all that. You know, he doesn't have a radio show. He's pretty much afraid of the repercussions. But this person really knows a lot. And it's a shame that he doesn't come out fully. He doesn't, but the smart ones, the real ones, the people that know everything, they're not out there with radio shows and, like the excellence in broadcasting, Rush Limbaugh bullshit. They're not into this. In fact, I noticed lately that Mr. Alex Jones is now defending Rush Limbaugh, right? He defends Rush Limbaugh. He defends Michael Savage, whose real name is Michael Weiner. I mean, if somebody changes their last name on the air and says, my name is Michael Savage, Savage Nation, do you really trust that person? I wouldn't. But yet he trusts Michael Savage, and they're all right-wingers, by the way. Now he's kissing the ass of Rush Limbaugh. Now he's, one time he even said, we should buy ad space. We should buy some advertisement from Rush Limbaugh to support him. That's what he said. And then there's this other fact too. And you better do this on your own. Do this homework about Alex Jones. Google Alex Jones, Pat Buchanan. Alex Jones, Pat Buchanan. After that, I want you to, for those of you who are gay, our gay listeners, research Pat Buchanan, homosexuality, or anti-gay, whatever, but something to do with that guy, a total fascist. He's a Catholic who belongs to an order of Jesuits. Research this. And he's a CIA informant. He denies it, but the Jesuit part, he doesn't deny that. He says that he is a Jesuit. And he's a member of the Roman Catholic Church. And he supports gun grabbing. He supports all this shit that is contrary to what Alex Jones stands for. But yet they're best friends. How is that possible? Well, you see, that's what happens when you listen to a maniac like Alex Jones and take him seriously. I don't take him seriously, like 80% of the time. Sometimes he brings up, good information. I shut it off and I go and I do my homework and I research it. Most of the time, he is wrong. Some of the time, he is right. But that's what happens. When people take a fact, somebody like Alex Jones will come in and they will see a fact. Ooh, I can use this for my show. And then act like a fucking gorilla to discredit the fact. Okay, I'm enough of that shit. God, this guy's fucking. I don't know. I don't know what he's on. And that's what happens. I don't know. He's probably working for the insiders, trying to look, make us all look like idiots if you believe him. Maybe that's what he's doing. So if you're an Alex Jones fan, this is what he does to you. He makes you look like an idiot because he is an idiot. He is a country hick acting like a psychotic, fucked up monkey that was raped by a bunch of gorillas and is high on crack. Oh well. We'll be right back after the short break. I'm Jose Soto. This is the Jose Soto Show. Invasion Force! Ah! Anyway, let's go to another nut job here. Kevin Swanson. He's a pastor and host of Generations with Vision. What is that? I never heard of this shit. You see, once you think you know them all, then these other foundations and groups pop up. And that's how they do it. They recycle people. I know about Kevin Swanson, but I never heard about this. Generations with Vision. So I think they recycled this fucker. Kevin Swanson. Well, this is what he said, and I'm going to play a clip here. This is a pastor. And let me tell you what these people, he's a total religious fanatic, and is not a Christian. A Christian, a real, authentic, genuine Christian is not a religious fanatic. Jesus never wanted a religion. In reality, if you look at it through another lens, I think you can say that Jesus wanted to be the sort of, he wanted to be the next prince, the next Caesar, the next king of the new Roman Empire. Because every time they were talking about the world, the God of the world, they were talking about Caesar, and Jesus was the Son of God, which was the son of Caesar. That's why nobody has ever even asked this. Why would the Romans put a crown of thorns around on his head? Well, that's a crown to make fun of the fact that this guy thinks he's the next king, the next Caesar, and that's what Caesar wore, was like a crown to symbolize that he is the empire, the emperor as well. So you have Jesus with that thorny crown, and of course that was very uncomfortable, obviously. But Christians who are fanatics, they say that, oh, that's to symbolize, how much he was being tortured, and that was just to humiliate him. Yeah, they humiliated him because he thought he was the next Caesar. And Christians don't know that because they have, they think that he was something more spiritual, more holier. But anyway, what do they really think, these religious fanatics? Well, they think that gays should go to hell. Not only that, but we should kill them. Earlier in this show, I said that these religious, right-wing, fascist fanatics, their real motivation, and believe me, there are a few of these people. I'm not saying that the entire right wing is filled with these people. I'm just saying that this is the base core of hardcore fanatics. And these are the people that are controlling the Texas Republican Party. That's why they have all that hideous anti-gay stuff. So let's play that clip of Mr. Swanson, a Christian pastor.
a Christian perspective ultimately brought the death penalty upon homosexuality between roughly 350 AD and roughly 1850 or so. So for about 1,500 years, that form of life had pretty much been eliminated, except here and there. It was in the closet, but it was almost unheard of for over 1,000 years until recently. Of course, now you have a massive increase of this kind of thing. I'd say this is a really bad idea for somebody to stand up against the laws of God. And Dave, you realize that this is a brave venture. I mean, this has been about a 30-year plan, 40-year plan maybe, to completely consume America with a pro-homosexual agenda. And Dave, I just don't think it's going to last. I think you're going to see Jesus Christ coming up against this kind of thing. And as we have said already about the Joe Paterno case.
Well, it's pretty obvious to anyone who's onlooking.
I mean, I just want to say, wow. I mean, you went from death penalty for homosexuals, and then you ended up with Joe Paterno, Joe Pa. Well, let me tell you something. I thought gay people are not into football, but I let me just say this. All of the whack jobs, the students of Penn State who worship Joe Paterno, that little creep, that disgusting troll, that gargoyle that let this Sandusky fellow basically raped little boys under his nose, and he let it happen? Oh, wait a minute, that must be a homosexual thing. My biggest problem was when these stupid jocks at Penn State were worshiping Joe Pa. Oh, Joe Pa, say it ain't so, Joe Pa. Oh. So they were more concerned. This is what I think is that the real deterioration of society is when we have somebody worshiping a football coach over the victims of rape, where they have more concern about an 80-some-year-old man because he happens to be a football college coach. They praise him, they venerate him, they protect him, and even, what's his face, Frothy Santorum, the biggest fighter for the religious right and the sanctity of marriage, pro-family bullshit and all this crap. Well, he came out and he defended Penn State, and he defended Joe Pa. And we're the degenerates, right? We are the fucked ups of society, not these cretins who hide pedophiles and enable them to rape boys, enable them to do the most harm against an innocent child. What about that? Let me tell you something. You really want to know what happened with this whole business with Penn State? I want you to do some research, and I want you to do your own homework, because if I say it myself, you're not going to believe me. In fact, even Alex Jones, that gorilla, came out and finally admitted that Santorum was in the mix of this whole Penn State fiasco. So Google it. Rick Santorum, Jerry Sandusky. Just Google that. You're going to find a lot of interesting shit. How he protected Jerry Sandusky, and he even gave him an award. 2003, I think, or 2002. Gave him an award. And protected Sandusky. In fact, it was very well known during that time that he was being investigated for pedophilia. Oh, but that couldn't happen. Penn State's heavily influenced by the Vatican, by the way. It's all Vatican influenced. And there's a huge Catholic operative over there. I mean, wherever there are Catholics or Mormons or Jehovah's Witnesses or any of these religious fanatics, you're going to find pedophilia, incest, and you're going to find all this shit. And the reason why is because The people that are in control, who are supposed to be helping the people and protecting the innocent, are more interested in protecting their ideology, protecting their fanaticism. That is what it comes down to. That's why you had tons and tons of boys being raped by this creature we called Sandusky. Because in America, we prefer football over the safety of children. You get that? But hey, that's not the issue here. The issue are the homosexuals. That's the issue here. And you gotta just wonder and laugh about that. I mean, huh? And these are the types of people that we have to convince not to eat at Chick-Fil-A. And they're the ones who are pushing all this Chick-Fil-A. They're the ones who are saying you better eat at Chick-Fil-A or you die. I mean, I'm just really fed up with all this shit. I am. But I'm here to expose it. I'm here to tell you what's going on and what these people are thinking. What's in their heads. And this whole veneration of the death penalty. Look, I'm telling you, these people who are behind all this, who are being financed by Wall Street, by Christian Wall Street insider traders, they're the ones who are pushing this death penalty on gay crap. They're the ones, with the help of the UN, went to Uganda and wrote that hideous anti-gay bill, kill the gays bill, that ended up with, what? Oh, to execute gay people in Uganda. What I know is that in Uganda, they are making it like a prototype for the U.S. when they implement their religious, fanatic, anti-human, anti-American, fascist, totalitarian philosophy. And you think the left wing's gonna help us? No, they're not, because they are embroiled with their own fanaticism. Well, I mean, the liberals are not gonna defend us against any type of totalitarian takeover. They're not. They might even help in that. I mean, they do all the time. I mean, they piss off a lot of people. They screw things up. And then, of course, what you end up happening is that when the people are mad and angry, they react. It's called reactionaries. When they become reactionaries, they vote for people like Hitler. They vote for fascism. That's how Hitler rose to power. Not only did he have the financial support of Wall Street and Prescott Bush, oh yeah, you better go research that. The right wing of this country were behind the rise of Hitler. People say, oh no, it was the gays, right? That's what Porno Pete and what's his face, Scott Lively, they all say this. They all say, well, the Nazi movement was a gay movement. It started at a gay bar. No, it was financed by Wall Street. It was financed by Prescott Bush. He was even in trouble in the U.S. for financing and giving money to Adolf Hitler and the Nazi regime. And also he was protected by the Vatican. The Vatican gave him all Vatican passports once the show was over, once the shit hit the fan, and the communists came and the Allies came and they invaded Berlin. All the major Nazis got Vatican passports and flew over to South America. That's where they are right now. They went to Chile, they went to Paraguay, they went to Brazil, they went to Argentina. That's why you have a lot of Germans over there. And of course, the Catholic Church had a real... I don't like saying the Catholic Church because that means Catholic people. I don't want to say that. I want to say the Vatican. How about that? The Vatican had control of Argentina and South America. It's still pretty much Catholic today. I just want people to do their homework and realize where all this shit is going. If we're not careful, if we're not vigilant about this shit, this is what's going to happen. And there's already the infrastructure to do this. I mean, you had Obama signing these executive orders left and right. That, the executive has a right to imprison anybody for any reason, right? And you didn't have to have any due process. You don't have to see a judge or a jury or no search warrant or nothing. Just throw you into a cave, throw you into a prison, and throw away the key. That's, believe me, Reverend Swanson will love that. And he loves that. So all the other anti-gay fanaticos, they love this crap because they can use that to their advantage. Do you think they believe in freedom and religious liberty and all this crap? They don't believe in that. The fuck you're talking about, buddy? We want gays to go to jail. And they're going to use the whole abortion thing, and they are using it for a whole different purpose, to basically invade into a person's body. That's what you can do with abortion. Starts out, first of all, we're going to probe your vagina if you want an abortion, and later on it's going to be, even if you don't have a baby, or if you're not pregnant, we're going to still probe your vagina. Or if you're gay, we're going to probe your anus. How about that? I know some gay guys would be like, oh, that's so good. No, it's not going to be good. Once there's invasion of privacy, just get ready for everything else. Get ready for the big one. And I'm just a little bit afraid of that. I'm just afraid that that the economy is going to get worse, and it will get worse. Trust me. We're in a Great Depression. That's what we're in today. And these anti-gay fanatics are not going to tell you that. They're not going to say that. They're not going to say what's really going on, because they are controlled by the same controllers and the masters of this country who are looting the treasury, inflating the dollar, creating havoc, insider trading, destroying other companies, destroying competition. I thought these guys were all about free market. No, they're not. Fuck the free market. We want to win. So, of course, they go in and they make the laws. They buy off all these politicians. They buy off the courts. The judges are in their pockets. They get what they want. It's that simple. That's America today. So what are we going to do about it? Nothing? I guess not. We're more worried about whether people stuff their fat faces with Chick-Fil-A. Fuck Chick-Fil-A. Look, all we had to do was know what Chick-Fil-A is doing. That's exposed. There you are. That's what we need to know. Chick-fil-A supports anti-gay groups. That's what we need to know. And that's one of the reasons why I don't go to Chick-fil-A. Okay? But if we move away from Chick-fil-A and actually get involved in the real issues, boy, things can change rapidly. The gay community is filled with talent and energy and a lot of good people. But we're just so naive. We're so naive. And yes, it's important to know if Chick-fil-A is involved in any anti-gay activity, and we now know that they are involved in anti-gay activity. It's not about free speech. It's about activity, behavior, funding, what they're funding, what money moves things, by the way. Money gets things done in this country and everywhere else, of course. You have money, you get shit done. It's that simple. And I don't know why they're trying to make it so hard for everybody to understand this. But this is America, folks. This is America. Home of the weak, land of the fat ass. Shoving their fat faces with Chick-fil-A. Oh, that's so good. So good. Well, we come to the end of our show. This is Jose Soto. You're listening to the Jose Soto Show. We'll see you tomorrow for more titillating news, intellectual nudity. I'll see you next time. Please take care and goodbye.